top was a wooden door with a warning scratched in charcoal. Wild animal, beware. The master glanced at the showman. We keep him in here on account of the fighting. Fighting? Because of how he looks. The door opened with a groan, and they stepped inside. The room was musty and dusty and stank of damp. A ragged crow was perched in a narrow window, its eyes gleaming like black diamonds in the lamplight. Beside the window, another animal nested among a bundle of sacks. No, not an animal. It was a boy. The boy sat very still, staring out of the window. That him? The showman asked. Master Bledlow raised his lamp so its light fell on the boy's back. See? He said. And now the showman saw. The boy was covered almost completely in hair. Dark brown hair, matted and tangled with dirt. It grew all over his back, his shoulders, and his chest. A darker swath hung from his head, and a thick layer spread all over his face, smoothed and parted down the middle. It hid the boy's features completely, apart from two big eyes, big like an owl's eyes, startlingly green. They sparkled even in the murky light from the moon. As the boy sat perfectly still, those eyes moved at incredible speed, watching the foggy scene outside. Boy, the master said. The boy didn't turn, didn't even flinch. The master reached toward him. Stand up, boy. The boy slid away. Beat me again, Bledlow, he said in a soft, parched voice, and I'll set fire to your coat. The master snatched back his hand. He giggled nervously. Beat you? What talk? This is a charitable institution. Stand up, will you? The boy rose. He wore a sack over his shoulders, and breeches that were so worn they looked like cobwebs around his thin, hairy legs. Beneath the sack and breeches, the dirty brown hair extended all over his short, slight frame. Will he do? Said the master. The scars across the showman's face pulsed. He tossed Bledlow a pouch of coins. He got kin? He said. Kin? Family, what might want him back? Ha! Whatever family this boy had dumped him on my doorstep 8 years ago. Ugly little baby, too. Thought he was a drowned rat. What about a name? Never gave him one. What's the point? Some of the boys had a few suggestions, though, just for fun. How about Hairy Harold, the human doormat? Or Billy the baboon boy? Wait, this is my favourite. The wolf that ate Red Riding. Wild boy, said the showman. For the first time, the boy turned. His emerald eyes considered the showman, and he repeated the name softly. Wild boy. You must be wondering who I am, the showman said. It was not a question that expected an answer. But now the boy's big eyes began to move again, taking in every inch of the showman, his boots, his top hat, and each scar on his shattered face. It was almost as if he'd fallen into a trance, so fast did his eyes move, so still was his head. The boy blinked. You're a showman in a travelling fair, he said. Boy, the master snapped. But the boy's eyes remained on the showman. You were born somewhere near the coast, with a birthmark covering half your face. Your dad beat you for it with a belt and a chain, so you ran off to the Navy. Boy! But you were kicked out and whipped, probably for stealing. Since then you've been in 2 jails, 7 knife fights, been garroted twice, and had half your ear bitten off by a... Shut up, boy! The master swung his lantern, striking the boy hard in the face. There was a burst of sparks, and the room plunged into darkness. A coil of smoke drifted through the dark, tinged with the scent of burnt hair. And then, scritch, scratch. The lantern flint struck. A streak of light broke the dark. The showman felt the stub of his missing earlobe. For the first time, his cold eyes thawed. He looked uncertain, scared even. How the hell did he know all that? He said. The master gave another nervous laugh. I'm not sure. The other boys won't even speak to him. They think it's devilry. The light grew brighter. I'll show him devilry, the showman said. Give me that light. Light? I haven't got the light. The master looked down and screamed.